Hello, today I'll be showing you how to create this light effect. Let's get started. First I went to fontsc.com and picked out a font called Sway Generous. Download the font. Next, open Blender. We'll be using the default cube. Scale it down on the Z-axis by pressing S and Z. Then you can scale it out. Next, you can tab into edit mode. Select the top face using the vertices, or you can use face select. Press G to raise the face on the Z-axis. E to extrude, and S to scale it down. And GZ again to move your plane. Now we have a sort of container shape with walls on four sides. This will help make sure that the bottom plate is completely devoid of light. Next, press Shift-A to add another mesh, which will be a plane. Move the plane up using GZ and scale it out. Next, go to the Properties tab and add a Solidify Modifier. And you can set that to about 0.04 thickness. And you can just apply it. Next, press Shift-A again and add text. Now we're going to be using our font. So go into tab, delete the text. Next, type whatever word you decide. I'm going to go with Blender. At the top there is a wireframe mode and another mode that lets you see through your mesh. Okay, next go to the Properties panel and go to the tab with Text Attributes. Do you see the font setting? Go to Regular and click on the file symbol. Then it'll probably be in your downloads. You should have got in a zip file and you should have opened the zip file. So you should have your file that has all the text fonts from the website fontsc. Next you open font file and import it into Blender. Good, now that should look what you're hoping for. Now you go to Solidify Modifier. You can set that thickness up. We just need the thickness to be thicker than our plane. We can scale on the Z-axis to make the plane thinner, but we just need the font to be thicker because it's going to be a boolean. We'll cut out a hole in our plane. So you can scale that up, and then you can move it over using GX. Move it over on the X-axis. Scale it up, move it. Just get it into the place where you want it. It's really up to you. Go to the Object menu in the top left and select Convert to. We're going to be converting this to a mesh. Press 1 to realign your viewport. It's actually going to be situated through your top plane. Select your plane and go to the modifiers. Select the Boolean modifier. The text is going to be the object that is doing the Boolean. You can apply right away and then you can delete your text because it's no longer important. Alright, so that looks pretty good. That's what we're looking for. You can see it looks good in rendered version. I'm using Eevee for this. It could probably look good in cycles too, so whatever is your preference for this one, it's not a big deal. But we're going to want to make sure that our material is set to black, at least for the effect that I'm going for. You could do a different material. You can test that out, see what you like. Okay, now we can move on to lighting. First, press Shift-S to snap the cursor to the world origin, and then Shift-S to snap the selection to the cursor. And over in the Properties tab, you can reduce the power of your light source from 1000 to about 200. Move your light over on the X-axis with GX. Now you press I and go to Location and Rotation. I'm going to switch to Dope Sheet because I prefer to view my animations in Dope Sheet. Move to frame 80. Pressing GX, you can slide your light beneath the letters across the screen on the X-axis. Set another keyframe there. Change the color of your light to blue in the Properties tab. and you can adjust the power if you want. Okay, so press 7 to view from the top. Press Alt-Command-0 to align your camera with the viewport. Then keep moving your camera, G to move it around on any axis that you choose, just until it looks good. That looks good to me. In the Properties panel under the Output tab, change the end frame number to 80 or whatever the end of your animation is. Then check it out in the rendered view. We need to make the environment completely black, so no light is coming from the environment. Yeah, that should look good, so it just creates a better effect. You want to make sure it's not going too fast. You can view what your animation is going to look like by dragging the playhead across your frames. That's it, you can customize it as you like now. Thanks for watching!